Hi dear friends, this is Suresh B, Assistant Professor, MTM College, Williamwood. Welcome to third semester BA Complementary Course, Introduction to Television and Cinema, Chapter 6, Basics of Filmmaking, Part 3, Lighting. In the previous classes, we have discussed good crew, good talented actors, amazed designing, other related things are essential for filmmaking. But apart from this, one more crucial element is need for filmmaking. That is good technical knowledge. With good technical knowledge only, a person can make a good film. In these crucial aspects, we must learn what is the importance of the lights in film. So, lights has some special importance in filmmaking. That's we are going to study now. Lighting is a fundamental, it's a fundamental in film because it creates a visual mood that means atmosphere, sense of meaning for the audience. So audience will get some comprehensive or understanding of the film through the proper lighting or through the good presentation of images. Lighting has come to be an important component of cinema, especially in visual design. It must need, especially for the film cinematography. It is a very cinematography. It must need. So it creates a substantial emotional impact. So film lighting has three purposes. There are three purposes. The first one is clarity of image, to give good clarity of image for it. Without good clarity, the images cannot be understood by it cannot be presented in a good way. The viewer could not get the proper meaning of the visual language presented in the film. So clarity must need. And the second purpose is a quest for greater realism. Realism means something is happening in and around. That kind of feeling must be presented through the film. If it has some realistic touch or realism, the viewer will be more interested to it. So the lighting will create some realism. And the third purpose, lighting purpose, was to create emotional effects in cinema. Through emotional effects, that means by gesture or some kind of expressions that can be presented through good lighting only. So proper lighting techniques are essential, creating and natural looking films scenes that look much good for it will be much impact for the life. We will discuss what are the key aspects related to lighting. 3-point lighting techniques, that's we are going to learn now. 3-point lighting. There are various aspects to consider while setting up the light in the shooting process. How it is using. We know three kind of lights we are using. First one, key light, fill light and backlight. Key light, fill light and backlight. How it is used, that's we are going to learn now. Key light. In the case of key light, so what is the key light? So key light, I have given some picture or some kind of aids in this video for understanding the key light. That means this is the primary and brightest light source in the three lighting setup. It gives a scene its overall exposure. Overall exposure. You will get more exposure for this key light. Normally, key light will present in a little higher than that means which will present near the camera, which will look into the object or the subject, in the subject it gives. So it might be slightly off on the side of the camera. It will keep on the side of the camera and front of the subject it will present. And even if your lighting crew is going for a complicated multi-light setup, the key light is usually the first to be set up. Where any film, if wanted to shoot, the key light must be there. In the previous or in the Hereditary or Ancestor or some previous earlier films also use this key light. However, just because it is your main light does not mean it always has to be facing your subject. That means you can place your key light anywhere, even from the side of behind your subject to create an appropriate move. Anywhere you can place, wherever it may be. But normally it will be the side of the camera. It will present a lightning. It is a key light. It will fill all the light in that area. That is the thing. And second B, full light, fill light. What is the fill light? If the key light is put in the side, kept in the side of the camera, a little higher than, and this fill light, it has, the name suggests, this technique is used to fill in and remove the dark shadowy areas that your key light creates. If key light is putting there, it may create some shadow. So to avoid the shadow, this fill light will kept in the other side. That is the normal thing. It is noticeably less intense and placed in the opposite direction of the key light. If key light is put in this case or in this in the side of the camera, the fill light will keep opposite to it. It will keep in the opposite of the camera, and it placed in the opposite direction of the key light. As you can add more dimension in your scene, you can use anywhere it can be used. Because the aim of the fill light is to eliminate shadows. That's I already told. To just avoid the shadows, it's advisable to place it a little further and diffuse it with a reflector to create softer light that spread out evenly. Just to keep a reflector. Reflector means nothing is that just a white paper or a white plate. It's used for reflecting the light. It may be used. Many scenes do well with the just the key and fill light. They are enough to add noticeable depth and dimension to any object. It can be used. Together with the key light, the fill light dimensions or it determines the moods of the scene. Then the next one is the last one, that means backlight. Backlight means the third source of the point. Normally it will keep backlight. From the name it's giving that impression. What is the backlight? It kept in the backside of the light. That means it's the third source. Point lighting technique. In the backlight only, it shines on a subject from behind. From the behind only it is used. Backlight is used to create a three-dimensional scene, and it faces your subject a little higher from behind, so as to separate your subject from the background. So if it kept in the backside, it will using for the subject to just uplift from the ground a little bit, or it shows some kind of a new dimension. Backlight creates. So it's it's a rim of light around the head that pushes the subject away from the background and gives a sense of depth. It's normally from the back side, it will be kept, and it will create a rim of a light behind the head or the round of the head, or some kind of a little bit it will give. You just look into the picture, and you can get the meaning of it, or you will get some more idea about it. Typically, cinematographer places backlight directly behind the subject, or high enough to be out of frame. Just kept out of the frame it is used. So anyhow, I am just concluding this session. This is the last part of our video, or I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. P.P. Shaju, who has prepared this textbook in a comprehensive and elaborative method, which is very much helpful for those who wanted to learn the aspects related to television and cinema. Once again, I make my gratitude to my friends, students, and all the viewers. Thank you.